This video is for educational purpose only. Images and videos used in this video may be subject to copyright. They belong to their respected owners, and this video is for educational purpose only. So first, developer preview of Android 12 is finally out now. Let's see what are the new changes that they have just made. First, this is one-handed mode. Maybe it is useful, but it looks weird though. They also made improvements in picture-in-picture mode. It is quite better. Now you can pinch into zoom. And there is a new menu for media controls button. There is a new shortcut for SOS. 5 times tap the power button and you can trigger an emergency call. And there is a snooze button in notifications. You can snooze them for 1 hour. So it will remind you later. Scrolling screenshots also reached Android stock ROM, but in first developer preview they are a bit laggy. The system dark theme is not really dark now. It is near black, but it is not pure black. Developer preview is not for use, so we will not recommend you to install it on your primary device. It is released for developers to test before actual ROM arrives. There will be beta releases, and finally there will be final release in around September. Pixel phones will be early adopters. This is February of 2021 and I still didn't got Android 11 update. So if you get Android 12 this year, maybe you are lucky or you are smart enough to choose right phone to get timely updates. Developer preview is out now. Now developers can make changes to their apps depending on this. This is timeline. There will be 3 developer previews followed by 4 beta releases and then final release. So developers can start making changes depending on developer previews, and beta 4 will be most finalized version for developers. You can prepare your apps before that, and then after confirming that there will be no major changes, you can start your apps testing for production release. So let's have a look. What are behavior changes and new features? First we will look at behavior changes. There are 2 types of behavior changes. Type 1 will affect whether you change your target SDK or not. And type 2 is only if you change your target SDK to Android 12. So first have a look at changes that will affect all apps running on Android 12. Immersive mode improvements for gesture navigation. In 3 buttons mode, it is same as it was. In gesture navigation mode, it is as follows. No additional steps are needed to pull down notification bars. System back requires only 1 swipe. You know it will be horrible if you quit when you almost defeat the boss. But luckily Android have the solution. Apps can still protect from accidental gesture in full screen gaming experience, so users don't accidentally quit out of their games while playing. Foreground services notification delay. To provide a streamlined experience for short-running foreground services on Android 12, the system can delay the display of foreground service notification by 10 seconds for certain foreground services. This change gives short-lived tasks a chance to complete before their notification appear. If a foreground service has at least one of the following characteristics, the system shows the associated notification immediately after the service starts. 1. The service is associated with a notification that includes action buttons. 2. The service has a foreground service type of connected device, media playback, media projection, or phone call. 3. The service provides a use case related to phone calls, navigation, or media playback as defined in the notifications category attribute. But these use cases are subject to change in future release of Android 12 developer preview. Last, the service has opted out of the behavior change by calling set show foreground immediately. When you set it, it will immediately show that notification. Privacy. Restrictions on netlink MAC address. This is quite technical. I don't know much about it, so I will not go into these details, but it is a security related thing. And in security category, untrusted touch events are blocked. That is also quite complicated. I will not go into deep details of this point also, but it blocks touches from certain windows such as overlay. Apps can't close system dialogues. To improve user control when interacting with apps and the system, the action close system dialog intent action is deprecated as of Android 12, except for a few special cases when your app tries to invoke an intent that contains this action. The system does one of the following based on your app's target SDK version. If your app target is Android 12, a security exception occurs. If your app target is Android 11 or lower, the intent does not execute and the following message appears in the log cat. However, in some special cases, your app can still close system dialogues on Android 12. So these are changes that will implement on all apps in Android 12. Now let's have a look at the changes that will take effect only if you set target level Android 12. Privacy related changes are in cookies, behavior, and web view. If you are using same site cookies, you have to consider it. There are ADB backup restrictions also. To help protect private app data, Android 12 changes the default behavior of the ADB backup command for apps that target Android 12. When a user runs the ADB backup command, app data is excluded from any other system that is exported from the device. If your testing development workflows rely on app data using ADB backup, you can now opt into exporting your app's data by setting Android debuggable to true in your app's manifest file. To help protect your app's data, remember to set Android debuggable to false before releasing your app. And there are security issues also. If your app target is Android 12 and contains activities, services, or background receivers that use intent filters, you must explicitly declare the Android exported attribute for these app components in your manifest. If your app doesn't declare value for Android exported when it needs to do so, Logcat provides the following error message. The following code snippet shows an example of a service that contains an intent filter and is configured correctly for Android 12. Pending intents must declare mutability. In most cases, your app should create mutable pending intent objects as shown. And the following code snippet: if a pending object is immutable, then an app cannot modify the intent to adjust the result of invoking the intent. You just have to set flag immutable. However, certain apps need to create mutable in pending intent. If you want to get a direct reply action in a notification, or if your app places a conversation in a bubble using a pending intent, the intent should be mutable so that the system can apply to correct flags such as flag activity multiple tasks and flag activity new document. If your app creates a mutable pending intent object, it is strongly recommended that you use an explicit intent and fill in the component name. That way, whenever another app invokes the pending intent and passes control back to your app, the same component in your app always starts. And there are other security related changes also. Apps that are running in background will be no longer able to start foreground services. Attempts to do so will throw an exception. Except for the few special cases, consider using Work Manager to schedule and start work while your app runs in the background. Notification trampolines cannot be created from services or broadcast receivers. When user interacts with notifications, some apps respond to notification taps by launching an app component that eventually starts the activity that the user finally sees and interacts with. This component is known as a notification trampoline. In few leaked images, you have seen redesign of Android notifications. They also mentioned it here. They changed a style little bit. It will be now more consistent. The height afforded to custom notifications is less than before. In the collapsed state, the maximum height of the custom content has decreased from 106 dp to 48 dp. Also, there is a less horizontal space. To make sure that the heads-up state looks as you expect, don't forget to raise the importance of the notification channel to high. It will pop up on the screen.